What if I told you that not ejaculating for 30 days could completely change your body and your brain? You might think it's just about self control or discipline, but what if the real effects went much deeper? Boosted testosterone, clearer thinking, even supercharged energy? Or maybe it's all a myth? Could something as simple as holding back ejaculation actually rewire your biology? Some say it makes you unstoppable, others warn it could mess with your health. So, what's the truth? Today, we're diving deep into what really happens when a man doesn't ejaculate for 30 days, the surprising benefits, the potential risks, the science behind it, and a few shocking facts you're definitely not expecting. Stick around until the end because the answer is way more complicated and fascinating than you think. Let's break it down. First, let's be clear. Ejaculation and orgasm, while usually connected, are not the same thing. Ejaculation is the physical release of semen. Orgasm is the pleasurable sensation that often accompanies it. And yes, it's possible to have one without the other. But in this video, we're talking about abstaining from both. No ejaculation, no orgasm, for 30 full days. So what happens? In the first few days, most men report a noticeable increase in sexual energy. This is likely due to elevated dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. When you withhold ejaculation, your body starts building up sexual tension. That tension doesn't just sit idle, it starts converting into mental and physical energy. There's even a 2003 study published in Urology showing that testosterone levels spiked after just 7 days of abstinence by almost 145%. That's a massive jump. But here's the catch. After day 7, testosterone levels gradually return to baseline. So the idea that abstaining for longer than a week keeps your testosterone high isn't exactly true. Still, that short-term spike can feel powerful. Many men also report increased motivation, focus, and confidence in the first 2 weeks. Psychologically, there's a sense of control, of reclaiming energy you usually release. It's part biological, part mental. Your brain feels more alert, your goals feel more achievable. Some even describe a kind of superpower feeling, especially around day 10 to 14. But by the third week, things start to shift. This is where the body and mind begin to react to prolonged abstinence. For some, frustration and irritability increase. Sleep may get disrupted. You might notice more frequent sexual dreams or even spontaneous erections during sleep, also known as nocturnal emissions or wet dreams. This isn't random, it's your body's natural pressure valve. When sperm and seminal fluid build up and aren't released, your body may release it automatically. This is normal and healthy. It doesn't mean you failed the challenge. Now, here's where things get controversial. There's a growing movement online, especially in the nofap and semen retention communities, that claim abstaining from ejaculation leads to superhuman benefits, higher energy, increased muscle growth, even spiritual clarity. But how much of that is actually backed by science? Very little. Most of the studies on ejaculation frequency and health are either inconclusive or focused on long-term patterns, not short-term abstinence. One large study published in JAMA in 2016 followed over 30,000 men and found that those who ejaculated more frequently, around 21 times per month, had a lower risk of developing prostate cancer. That's the opposite of what semen retention advocates claim. Some mental health professionals suggest that intentional abstinence can reset dopamine receptors in the brain. When you constantly chase pleasure through quick dopamine hits, like porn or masturbation, you may dull your sensitivity over time. Going without for 30 days might restore your brain's natural reward balance, making real life experiences feel more rewarding again. But that doesn't mean you should never ejaculate. Sexual health is part of overall health. If you're in a relationship, regular sexual activity, even solo, can reduce stress, improve sleep, and boost mood through the release of endorphins and oxytocin. There are also individual differences to consider. Some men feel energized by abstinence, others feel more stressed, some become hyper-focused and disciplined, Others become distracted and irritable. The key is to observe your own body and mind. So, are there risks to going 30 days without ejaculation? Physically, not really, unless you're prone to painful conditions like epididymal hypertension, also known as blue balls. This can cause temporary discomfort from prolonged arousal without release. It's not dangerous, but it can be annoying. There's also the risk of turning abstinence into obsession. If you start believing that ejaculation is always harmful or that retention makes you superior, you could fall into toxic thinking. Like anything, balance is crucial. One fascinating benefit some men report around day 25 to 30 is a sense of emotional clarity. Without the highs and lows of constant sexual release, some feel more stable, more in tune with their deeper goals. Whether that's biology or just self perception is still up for debate. But what's clear is this: how often you ejaculate matters less than your relationship with your sexuality. If you're using abstinence as a way to build discipline, improve mental focus, or break unhealthy habits, it can be a powerful tool. But if you're expecting magical transformations, you're likely to be disappointed. So, what happens if you don't ejaculate for 30 days? You might feel more energetic. You might feel frustrated. Your testosterone could spike and then level off. Your brain might reset its pleasure response. You might have vivid dreams or nocturnal emissions, or nothing might happen at all. It all depends on your starting point, your habits, your mindset. Bottom line, there's no universal answer, but there is power in self awareness. Exploring your limits can teach you more than any study ever could. If you found this breakdown helpful or surprising, hit that like button and subscribe for more no BS, science backed videos about men's health. And hey, whether you decide to go 30 days or not, just remember it's your body, your rules.